This is about an attempted assassination of a key witness in the Goldenberg inquiry. It was covered in the newspapers, but it never lasted a week. So like any other story, it died. When a new government takes over, it does not sack all the civil servants who are strategically placed. So in the first few months of Kibaki's administration, civil servants who are in a strategic position during Moi's time tried to interfere with various evidence, including matters to do with Goldenberg. But there was a surprise witness who was a police inspector in the intelligence. His name is James Mukuria. I will give in full details the kind of evidence he had, but I'll start with his attempted murder or assassination. He surprised everybody when he appeared before Justice Bosire and talked about Goldenberg. The intelligence were asked to produce certified copies of the documents he was referring to, and they asked for time to deliver the evidence. It was during that time that he was given full security while they pretended to be looking for evidence. James Mukuria, with his security detail, which I cannot disclose because I'm not supposed to say how many a witness is given, he went with them to Nakuru. He wanted to meet a cousin of his. When he reached Nakuru, his cousin was on duty. So the cousin told him to wait until 5 p.m. then they can meet at a certain hotel. When he was at the, during the Goldenberg, he was an active police officer. Actually, he had reverted back to general duties from the intelligence. So he was given a pistol, and his detail were also carrying pistols. So he went to Nakuru to meet his cousin, and when he met his cousin, the cousin said that he should wait until somewhere around 5 for him to complete work. As he went to a hotel, the surveillance team was tailing him. And a good surveillance team is the one that even you, an expert, cannot know that they are tailing you. You will only rely on your sixth sense. So when he was at a hotel, he sat at a corner. When he sat at a corner with his security detail, these people performed an operation Shika Msumari. They went to the OCS Central Nakuru, told him that they suspect, they have seen, the good, wananchi wazuri, good Samaritans. They have seen some people seated in a corner in a hotel, and these people seem to be armed. Could be they are armed robbers planning a robbery. So the OCS took out his team, armed to the teeth, went to the hotel, surrounded the hotel, and arrested James Mukuria and his team. No shots were fired, nothing was done. They were checked and they were found to be having guns, and they were taken to police cells. Then as they were being booked in the police cells, the OCS looked at James Mukuria and told him, "You look familiar. I've seen you on TV. What were you doing on TV?" Then he told him, "I'm an inspector of police, still in active duty, and I'm under witness protection, whereby I'm supposed to be protected, and these are my protectors." Then the OCS ordered for their release. Now the trick here was that James Mukuria be killed in a mistaken identity, and then when they bring evidence that is cooked, or if they go to the commission and say that there is no such evidence, then it will die that way. But thanks God, it did not happen. This thing, me and Mukuria, we talked to the CID men who were seconded to Goldenberg, and James Mukuria's security was enhanced even further. Now let's go back to evidence of James Mukuria. Goldenberg, we have so many places in Kenya. I'll be very brief where gold comes from. We have Makalda mine in South Nyanza. We have Ikolomani in Kakamega. Actually, the name Ikolomani is the corrupted Luya word for gold mine, a place where there is a gold mine, Ikolomani. There is Nakuyen in West Pokot. On the border of West Pokot and Turkana, we have Lalua Marich, so many places. These people usually sell gold to, they used to sell gold to Nagni Patni in River Road. And Nagni Patni would you know, when you deal with foreign currencies, you deal with such things, you have also to ask these people questions. You don't just find it is gold. So in the way he made inquiries, he formed an opinion that Kenya could export gold outside. He wrote a policy paper, and those days any such letter used to pass through intelligence. So that is how it landed in James Kanyotu's place. And James Kanyotu, a very good, Brother James was a very good intelligence officer, and equally good, shrewd businessman. So that is how he organized for a fake company where they would sell air and pretend to be selling gold. And it had two shares. One share belonged to Brother James Kanyotu, and the second one belonged to Uncle D, his boss, the boss of our boss. Now, they looked for another partner, dusted him up, and then gave him the company. That is how Kamlesh Patni came in. The brainchild was for Nagni, and the business was run by another. They are not related, they are just namesake. Now what happened was, Nagni Patni started complaining, and it reached the authority. So James Mukuria and other teams were sent there to scare the life out of him. And that is my bit on Goldenberg.